Hey guys, welcome. Today we're speaking about asking for what you're worth. If you are someone that is looking to get a pay increase in your job, if you're running a business and you are constantly um, on the phone or in person making sales with your prospective customers, or if you're about to bring on a new salesperson, or if you're just someone that wants to get better at being direct in asking for what you want, this is the video for you. You're in the right spot. And if we are meeting for the first time, welcome. My name's Jordan. I'm a sales and leadership coach. I help people make more money in their business, and I also help them live a life that they love, and do it in a really fulfilled way. Because it's not all about just getting money in our pockets and sacrificing what's going on in here. We can really have both. So today we are talking about both worlds. There's really two layers to this thing about asking for what we're worth, because most people that I speak to in my line of work, what I find is they are they are not asking for what they're worth. They're asking for what they've been trained to think they're worth. So that's the first thing we're going to speak about today. And then if people happen to be on what they're really worth, what they really love, um, they'll inherently that they'll go after it in a way that's safe. They'll ask for it. They'll go about speaking directly to that thing that they want in a way that is more about keeping their stress at bay and the customer's stress at bay, rather than getting the thing that they want. And this is such an important topic. So buckle up, because this could be a long video. But let's start off with the most important thing, because if we're not asking for what we're worth, what are we asking for, right? We're asking for the safe option. If you are starting a business, what I always see, that the entrepreneur who's starting a new business always has the products that they'd really love to launch, the market they'd really love to target and serve with that product. And then they have the safe option, the products that, yeah, this is good. And yeah, those people know me and I know them and we like each other. And that's the way I can go. And most people who are starting a business, they'll go after the safe option, because here they don't feel the stress. There's no pinch. There's nothing really at stake. Their heart isn't being exposed to the world. They're not vulnerable. It's like, yeah, this will keep me safe. Okay. And whether that's because there's money there, there's some quick financial wins, go for that, or whether there's like a existing connection, so they don't need to go and interrupt people that they don't know and assert their will onto complete strangers. The safe option is very appealing to the startup entrepreneur. You can even think about someone that's in a job, right? So let's say you're a salesperson. Okay, that was my world a few years ago, and you've been crushing it. You've been crushing it. You've been doing really well. You're on piss all in terms of a base, but your commissions are good. And now you have just been handed more responsibility at work. Okay, now you're not just the salesperson. People are looking at you as kind of a manager, and you've been doing well. You've been doing well at it. But now you're thinking, well, I'd like to increase my base here. So when you have the idea that, again, there's going to be what you'd really love, that base, that figure that's like, yeah, that is true for me. That's what I'd really love to get paid to do the work that I'm doing. And then there's going to be inherently the other side, which is like, but I think this is all I'm going to get. Okay, I think this is all I'm going to get. Salespeople, if you're, if that's not you, but you're just on the phones all the time, I can tell you right now, this is happening to you in every sales call, in every meeting you have. There's the offers that you make for the one service. So let's say if you sell, um, something that's worth 20 grand, there's the upfront that you would really love. So you get all your comms in, no problems. And then there's the small deposit that you take to just get them. Oh, just this is realistic. So we'll go for that. So naturally, now not everyone does this. So there's some people out there that will actually go for what they really want. But inherently, people will go for the safe option, will end up asking for the safe option, because when tension hits the body, stress, anxiety, and we feel it physically, emotionally, and then the thoughts start going nuts. It's like, oh, danger, danger, right? The ego's not liking it. We won't sit with that. We will go, well, shit, I better do something about what I'm feeling. So let me go for the safe option. This is where I've been talking about the safe option, right? So that's why it's really important to be aware of this, because if you're struggling to increase the amount of money you earn, if you have salespeople in your business, and it's like, you're not as you're not making as many sales as you'd like, or you've got you're having some cash flow issues, and it's like, I'm not the way we're bringing in customers, it's these small little deposits. It's not healthy for our business. This is essentially what's going on. Your salespeople, or yourself, you're going for the safe option. You're more concerned about resolving stress. It was here, wasn't it? Here. You're more focused on resolving stress than actually going for what it is that you want. Okay. So the first piece is being aware of that. And then the second piece is actually having something to do, so that you stick in the stress. So this is where we really, go against what's happening out there in terms of how people, associate with sales. It's like tension's bad, making people uncomfortable is bad. Me being tense in a sales call doesn't mean it means that I'm not going to get the results I want. Like it's we need to change that, okay? Because one of the first things that I train people in whenever I'm teaching them sales is, it's like, if you feel tense, okay, and I don't mean stressed, okay, there's a difference between feeling tension in a sales call and feeling engaged than, being stressed because you're feeling all these things, okay? Because you can hold the energy that's there. It's like, there's a lot on the line here, and I've got some things that I'm feeling, and it's hitting my body, and it's like you're observing it, but you're still freaking going, because this is only telling you that something's at stake, okay? But then there's like making up a story and going, oh, I'm stressed, oh, I'm anxious, and then it's like, I got to do something about it. Okay, it's very subtle, but you'll know when you're in the tension of it. So the fastest way that you can stay in the tension of it is if you have structure. It's that simple. And what do I mean by structure? A proper sales process that you follow, a proper sales process that holds you there. That holds you there, okay? Because if you've got a sales process that you know, okay, and that you're trained in, and you're able to focus your attention on, okay, this is what these are the steps, these are the essential frameworks that I need to take someone through to get a sale across the line, or to at least get a decision. Then you're not going to buy into the stress as much. Okay, you're not going to be focused on you. Okay, the big thing I always talk about: if you're focused on yourself, and you're bound, you're bound to resolve your stress. Here, you're bound to go for the safe option, because it's like, it's on me. I don't know what to say, so I'm going to think about it. And then it's like, oh, I'm uncomfortable. Let me be your friend, so that it's about, let's be friends. And then you resolve all that energy. You make a friend, because you know how to do that. Your ego, will tell you how to do that. You've done that many times. Some people will make more friends than they ever make sales, okay, which is totally backwards when you really think about it. In my perspective, in my world, and in my heart, I don't need a lot of friends. I need some close friends. I like some close friends, close circle. But I want a lot of customers. So it's like, for me, I would rather make more sales than I have friends. Okay. And that's definitely been true for me. But naturally, for people, they're very good at bonding and making friends, and talking the rapport game. But that is about resolving tension. That's not about asking for what you want. It's about going for the safe thing. But if you have a structure, if you have a sales script, you won't kid yourself. You won't kid yourself. You won't be like, oh, what do I say? Let me be your friend. It's like, well, no, here it says, cool. Hey, James. Yes, James. That's my intro. James. Yeah, Jordan here from Sales Alchemy. Oh, mate, I've been waiting for your call. Great. Have you got the next 15 minutes blocked out? Yes, I do. I've got it there. Ego can't tell me be their friend. It's like, no, I'm just following the structure. So that helps. That does two things. It takes the energy out of me needing to say the right things because it's already there. So I'm not focused on doing it right. It's just here. Okay. Because you can be whenever you're focused on trying to get it right, it means you don't know what you're doing. You just don't know. You have no idea. You don't have any support. So if I handle that by having a script, it's like bang, right. Then there's just going to be tension. It's like, well, there's a new customer on the line. Okay, the lifetime value of that customer. There's the upfront payment that I know is coming in. There's that on the line. And there's also this thing that I love. Let's not just talk about money here. Everyone watching this, I would hope that you're selling something that you truly care about. And it's like, I want this to get out there. I love seeing people get the results. I love people seeing get the results of this. Okay, so there's a lot at stake. And if you're feeling tense about that, both thumbs up to you. Well done. You're there. So you just want to hold that. But if you get into this place where it's like, oh, I need to feel nice and calm and relaxed, you don't have anything at stake. It's time to wake up. It's like every time you feel that way, you're not engaged. You're not engaged, and people can see it. People can see it. They're like, oh, so relaxed and la 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 la. There's no energy in the call. Okay, there's no energy in the call, and that is not going to serve you. Okay, so please, if you're someone that likes to get into calls all like goo goo gaga and euphoric, right? Get out of that. Come back to the real world, please, because that's not how the creative cycle of a sales transaction works. There needs to be energy. There needs to be something on the line, because for the customer, they have a problem. They have something they want. So there's some tension. Now, if you aren't bringing that same frequency where it's like you are in the current reality with your product, you have something that you want, which is a sale, tension. If you're not bringing that engagement, your customers, they don't even know this is happening, but they're going to just get this sense. It's like, I don't know what it was. It sounded good. They were nice. We got along, but nah. Right? I need to think about it. Let me let you know. I'll tell you what I need to think about it means. You weren't engaged or they weren't engaged. And usually it's the salesperson. They're not asking for the thing. They're resolving tension. They're resolving stress. They get focused on the 20 grand deal. They get focused on the result. Something's at stake. Bad. Okay, let me be their friend. Let me go buy them a coffee before the meeting. Let me be nice. Stop it. Okay, so that's part one of this. Now, part two, very important. If you manage to stay focused on the thing that you would truly love, the thing you're worth, okay, the product you love, the amount of money you love, the market you love, if you can stay on that, okay, the other part to this is your rational mind, or better said, your ego is going to come in and it's going to tell you how it's done. Okay. Now, some of you might go, well, Jordan, what's wrong with that? Or Jordan, I'm not an egoic person. So let me just talk to that first. Okay. So when I say ego, I don't mean like the demon and it's like a bad thing. The ego is not a bad thing. Okay. Well, when I say ego, I mean the part of your mind, your consciousness, where it's literally designed to orientate you. It's literally just there to tell you how it all is based on experience. Okay. It's there to keep you safe. Nothing wrong with that. We need it. Okay. But when we're creating, when we're creating something new, each sale is new. Okay. Please take this premise. Each sale, each customer that comes in, it's fresh, it's new, it's got a new energy. Everyone has a certain type of character, unique set of values. It's all different. So we treat each sale as though we've never seen it before. But when your ego comes in, okay, your ego is going to say, so last time, this is how we did it. So do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, and we'll make the money. Now, essentially, when you're in sales, the way I've seen it work is when you sell from that orientation, every person that sounds, looks, or behaves like your best customers, okay, you'll be fine with. It's like, you know those leads when you speak to them, right? People in sales will know what I'm talking about. Oh, this type of business or this type of person, they got 2 kids, they've got this job, they earn this much money. Beautiful, no problems. Okay. Now your ego gets you all happy and comfortable, but there's no guarantees, right? You don't know whether you're going to get that person. I can tell you how many times I've said perfect lead. I love talking to these people. I used to have this story. I sell best to Canadians, right? Every time it's a Canadian, I'm good, right? Which is total bullshit. But I had that story for a while because there was a moment where my ego made up, this is better than that. All right. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with following your ego in sales, but let me tell you the repercussions to it, because there are other benefits. You think you know what you're doing, okay? You think you know how it is, but the repercussions is that you're only operating from what you know. You're never able. You're only operating from what you know. Therefore, you'll only achieve what you've already achieved. Let me say that again. When you operate from your ego, when you just do things from past reference, okay, and you follow that, you can only achieve what you've already achieved in this box. So it'll just hit the walls, okay? And you want to be aware of this. You want to be aware of this. So when you're going for that thing at stake, right? And you're focused, and then it's like there's tension. You're like, oh, okay, all right. How do we do this? You're in trouble, because how is how you engage the ego. Okay. So again, let's talk about what are the benefits to stepping out of that. If we're able to approach every scenario that we have with customers, with a masterclass, if you're a business owner, if you're selling to groups, sales calls, if you do inbound lead gen, cold calls, door knocking, pick your thing, okay? Asking for a raise. If we're able to go into the scenario as though we've never seen it before, you start to open up space to engage a different part of your consciousness, which is your genius. The part of you that can tap into all time and space, all the information out there, that can just see it all. Okay. It's like, I am not distorted by my past now. I can see, I can look at what's going on objectively in my reality, and I can tap into more of what's actually going on out here. Okay. When you can do that and you just let go of the how, you are able to do things faster. You are able to focus a lot more intently on what you're actually going for. And your words, your communication become more about going for the specific thing that you want, instead of going for the process that you used in the past to get what you wanted. Okay. So an example could be, let's say when you speak, this is a classic example. When you speak to someone that makes a truckload more money than you, right? They earn so much more money than you know it, and it threatens your ego. It's like, oh my God, why are they going to want to speak to me? La, 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 la. Okay. When you get into that scenario, if you try to go with how you've done things in the past, you're toast. Okay. Because all your ego knows there is like, it's bad to try and sell or try and assert my will on people that make more money than me, and the only way that I know how to do that is to not do anything at all, just to avoid that conversation. But if you go in as though you have never seen this person or even met someone with heaps of money, You go in as though you've never even heard of money, right? It's just completely clean. And you really choose to just be in the present moment as though like you're starting fresh. Okay. You will see opportunities to make the sale that you didn't see before. Okay. Because you're choosing to go with foreign territory. If you can go with a foreign orientation when you sell, you can close deals that you never thought you could ever close. You can earn money that you never thought you could earn. This is essentially how I've leaped at every point in my sales journey and my business career. I remember there was a point in my sales agency. We had so many leads coming in, and there was this one day where this guy came in with his business was turning over, if I remember correctly, 10 million Canadian. That's what it was, 10 million. And I'm going, holy shit, man, I've never sold to anyone that makes this much money. Now in Australian, it's probably about the same, maybe a tad more. But yeah, let's say 10 million Australian, same thing. Um, so ego is like, this is bad because people with a lot of money, Jordan, they look down on you. You don't earn you don't earn nearly as much as that, right? Um, so get on the call, be polite, but then quickly say that it's he's too big. He's too big. Your company can't help him. And I'm not ashamed to admit that in the past, when I was a lot younger, I have said that to people before when I assumed that they were making more money. So instead, in that moment, now I didn't really know what I was doing. I was like, okay, there's only two things that matter here. Me being a doctor, okay, just embracing the doctor orientation and my process. Okay. I'm just going to follow the process, what's here, but I'm going to be in the doctor orientation. So that was how I used to get into just starting fresh. So I started the call very emotionless. I'm the doctor and I'm just going to assess. I'm going to assess. I'm going to look at objectively what's going on here. Within 10 minutes, guys, I found the thing. Okay. This guy had a huge business, and I was selling a marketing service at the time. And don't ask me what compelled me, in the moment. And usually I wouldn't ask the question this early, but we got started. We talked about what he wanted. He was very bullish about what he wanted. We ended up getting into his current reality pretty fast. Usually it would take me about 20 minutes to get to current reality. So when I got there, I just came out and said, I go, mate, obviously you would have a bigger database, a huge database than most businesses we speak to. But I'm curious, how often are you in touch with them? And then the golden words came out. Okay. He said he had like it would have been close to 100,000 people on his database. Okay. And he also said that there are a lot of people that were coming into his business. It was a healthcare business that they weren't recording on the database. He knew it for a fact that they weren't as efficient as getting all the data in. They could be a lot better at it. And that they'd never got in touch with people on the database. So I sat back and I said, shit, mate. So let me just mention people we work with are a fraction of your size. They have this many people on their database, and this is what we do with them. That's just like one component of what we do. But mate, if we're just in the interest of our time here, if we're going to get down to the point, can you imagine what you could possibly do if you had at least two of the things that we gave our smaller clients? And after that, it was done. I think we spoke for another 5 minutes, but there was really no need to. And we closed the deal then. He paid up front. Pretty sure he paid up front. No, he split the whatever it was, 24 grand. He split it in half. He did the first half and he did the second half, something like that. It was a while ago. But we got the deal done faster. Okay. And that was the first ever like big shot that I closed, right? So this was back in 2018, I reckon. But it's because I came in and I just go, well, doctor orientation, you just got to go in with a clear mind to assess what's going on for that person. Diagnose. Don't assume that they're not going to want to speak to you. And because I went with that orientation, I was able to tap into what was going on, what was obvious about the scenario. And when you can objectively look at reality without your ego telling you how it is, what I found, you start to really harness your intuition. That's when it can come in and say, ask about the database, ask about it now. Okay. Um, and it's like, if you're in your ego though, it's like it's too early. Don't ask yet. Don't be pushy like that. Pay this man some respect. Take your time, build rapport, because that's how we've done it in the past. But it's like, no, intuition's like cut now, 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 now. Okay. Bang, done. Okay. So that's to sum up the video, guys. This is why it's very important to be aware of your ego. Very, very important to just own that it is going to come in when you are asking for what you would really love. You're either going to go with the safe option because you want to resolve your tension, because when you focus on the thing you really love, it's going to amp it up. And then even if you do stay on what you love, okay, your ego is going to come in again and try to help you out and go, well, this is how we asked for it last time, because it doesn't want you to fall victim to the uncomfortable feelings. And as we all know, when you sit with the uncomfortable feelings, they never kill you, right? If you just hang out, okay, I'm feeling some tension here, it never gets the best of you. Okay. All right. That's it for me today. Hope this helped. If it did, subscribe, hit that subscribe button, and I'll be here next time. There's something to talk about. All right, guys. Have a good weekend. Chat soon.